The White House says President Biden is planning one more military aid package for Ukraine this month. Officials have warned the money from the U.S. will run out at the end of the year. Any future Ukraine aid will require congressional approval. Senators are working currently to reach a deal that would provide aid for both Ukraine and Israel, but Republicans say it needs to be tied to new restrictions at the U.S.-Mexico border. The chamber delayed its holiday recess in hopes of holding a vote this week, but that is not likely. Both Senate leaders say progress has been made, but work needs to be done.
Negotiations have not been easy, and it's going to take more time. But no matter how long it takes, we must succeed, because the stakes are high for America and for our friends in Europe, the Middle East, and around the world.
They're chipping away at years of failure to enact basic common sense border security policy. Reaching an agreement that can pass Congress and become law is easier said than done.
CBS News congressional correspondent Scott MacFarlane joins us now from Capitol Hill. Scott, what has changed since we spoke yesterday?
Lilia, you can sense the acceptance from Senate leaders this isn't going to happen this week, that this deal that they need to figure out to pay for Ukraine aid, tens of billions of dollars, and at the same time negotiate an immigration policy change is going to have to slide until January. And there are several problems with that. First of all, the White House says that money for Ukraine is needed this month, before January, so they're going to miss that deadline. But Dick Durbin, the Senate Majority Whip from Illinois, told us a few moments ago it's going to be a mess in January because this isn't the only puzzle they have to solve. There's a government shutdown deadline for mid-January. They have to figure out ways to do other imperative pieces of legislation when the new year begins, and they have just kicked this high-priority, high-octane dispute into January with everything else.
What has been the most complicated part of the negotiation? Obviously, we're talking about very different issues, essential funding for both wars, and certainly we know that immigration, border security has been at the top of Republicans' priorities. But do you see any specific sticking points that, that might be smoothed out?
Oh, there are trapdoors on every side of you in this debate. First of all, there are dozens of House Republicans and some Senate Republicans who simply don't support putting more U.S. tax dollars into Ukraine. They don't want to do it no matter what is negotiated along with it. That's the first problem. The second problem is you couldn't pick a more challenging, thornier issue to try to solve than immigration reform. There are all kinds of wedge issues in just the immigration debate. What do you do about deportations? What do you do about detention? What do you do about parole or the executive branch's ability to issue or offer amnesty? There are problems all around this debate, which is one of the reasons why, even with the Senate staying here, giving away their prized holiday week to do negotiations, they haven't made headway. And I think they want to make headway. They were optimistic they could, but they haven't figured out a way because this is an intractable debate, which, Lilia, is one of the reasons why there hasn't been immigration reform in this generation.
Exactly. So optimistic, not realistic, willing to give up holiday days. How would this play out politically if, as it seems, is likely the case, if nothing happens, if nothing is passed?
Well, the White House has said they are using their last amount of flexibility right now to move resources and aid into Ukraine. And it's not just military aid. It's not just for munitions and equipment. It's also humanitarian aid and resources to help Ukraine rebuild its economy, which has been devastated by this war. They need Congress to move new money after whatever they have now, which is why they're making this an end-of-month deadline promise, that they need the money by December 31st. If Congress can't move swiftly in January, that leaves Ukraine vulnerable, which is what Volodymyr Zelensky said when he visited Congress earlier this month, making his pitch to lawmakers.
And it was a strong one, too. Well, Scott, great to see you. Thank you.